Hey, OKCPS team and family, my name is Autumn Browning, and I'm going to explain the English 3 Week 3 Continuing Learning Packets. I'm going to share my screen with you, and we're going to just jump right in and get started. So once you access okcps.org and you're able to find your class, this is the page that'll open up for the English 3 work. Just like last week, this week we want you to be doing 1 reading and 1 writing activity every single day. In addition, we want you to be doing 1 to 2 vocabulary activities, 1 to 2 research and test prep activities, and 1 to 2 multimodal and speaking and listening activities per week. Similar to last week, the reading activities, the first option that you have is reading samples of different college entrance exams. You're going to kind of analyze what your favorite was, why that example was your favorite, or you can choose an article from News ELA and find one that looks interesting to you. So once you log on to News ELA, I just clicked News. If I think this article looks interesting to me, I'll just go ahead and click it. And once I read the article, there's a tab that says Activities over to the right. Once I click on that, a screen that says Write or Quiz options will pop up, and you have the opportunity to answer some in-depth analysis questions about the article. Other activities that you can do, you can also choose the pre-selected article. This article is The Truth About Dogs. Again, once you read the article, there's a series of questions that follow. The next opportunity that you have for reading is spending at least 20 minutes reading something of your choice. This could be a book, a magazine, a comic book, really anything that you choose. You can also access books using your one card library system through the Metropolitan Library. Once you log on to Metropolitan Library system, you can find the one card screen, and this will walk you through exactly how to log in using your school credentials. Again, if you click Find, you're able to find a bunch of different books, movies, magazines, comic books, really a lot of different and great reading material is available to you. The next thing that we can ask you to read about is really thinking about the topic of anxiety and fear, especially during this time. We're asking you to read the article, The Complexity of Fear, and really respond to think how you would answer the guiding questions and the assessment questions. You also have the opportunity to think and look at the discussion questions as well. One feature I love about Common Lit is that it has an annotation tool, and you're able to actually just mark up your text just like you would if it was a printed document. Other options that you have for reading activities include reading the nonfiction article, Hollywood Dreams of Wealth, Youth, and Beauty. And you're going to look at, based upon popular movies, achieving the American dream, how it appears to be easy. However, you're going to really analyze, is it very easy? And you want to pay attention to and think about how you would respond to these guiding and discussion and assessment questions. So again, here's the article. It's from Common Lit. That's for your reading activities. For your writing activities, just like last week, you have the option of going to this blog and choosing a creative writing prompt of your choice. If you would like a little less options, you can also just go to these 5 quick write prompts. We're asking you to write at least 1 full page. Another option for writing activities is to create a summary of what you read, and you want to write about your opinion as well. So you're going to write 2 separate paragraphs, 1 summary paragraph, 1 opinion paragraph. Another writing activity option is to write about fear, and you can look at how can the emotion of fear be positive or negative, and be sure to explain how fear and anxiety are affecting our society today. And you'll also respond to the phrase, face your fears. The last option that you have for a writing activity this week is thinking about the American dream and how you would define what the American dream is. For your vocabulary activities, the first one you can do is a series of vocabulary events, on looking exactly at ASVAB words. Remember, the ASVAB is the military entrance exam, and so this kind of online quiz will help prepare you for that. You can also go straight to the ASVAB website, and this will look exactly at all of the different components of the ASVAB test. Other options that you have are looking at the 100 words that every high school graduate should know. Remember, we're not asking you to learn all 100 words in a week. Choose some of the words that you didn't last week and continue to build your skill set. You can do practice activities, spelling bee activities, or vocabulary jam activities with that. Other options for vocab include completing a four-square form for the word American Dream. This is also known as the Frere model. You may also use an interview activity for vocabulary, and you'll interview the word fear. Other options that you have for your research and test prep activities this week include looking at the ACT Academy. You should have an account from last week, but if you don't, you can just sign up really easily. And once you sign up for the ACT Academy, you'll click on Dashboard. Again, you'll see each component of the ACT test is broken down here. If I were to want to look at the English test this week, I'll click on Explore English, and you'll see it even breaks down further into the subcategories that are tested on your ACT. So once I click on a test, I'll have all of the different options, and remember, this is directly aligned to the ACT, so it's excellent practice. Other options for research and test prep I can do this week are to practicing my summary, paraphrasing, and inferencing skills. So I can summarize what I read, and I can paraphrase it by putting it into my own words or telling someone what I read. And then lastly, I can draw a conclusion about the evidence that I read. So I'm really figuring out what's not explicitly or directly stated, but kind of what the hidden or underlying message may be. The other topics I could research this week are talking about what fear does to people's brains and bodies. And we could really talk about, and you could research why it is important for people to understand their fears, what causes fear, and how do people actually deal with the fear that they do have. Another research option that you do have is looking at the American Dream, and you could find movies that depict the American Dream, and what do the movies seem to indicate is the American Dream, and where did the American Dream come from, and why is it today? A lot of these topics you may have studied in your history classes as well. The next thing that we have today is your multimodal and speaking and listening activities. So for multimodal activities, we're asking you to choose 2 different podcasts from this website. Again, you chose one podcast last week. You can either continue to use that one, or you may choose something new that looks interesting to you. Once you do or listen to your 2 podcasts, you'll go ahead and you'll complete this Venn diagram activity about it. The last thing that you have are the options of listening to 2 separate TED Talks. One is about fear, and you can create a collage of images, words, and pictures that explains your artistic representation of fear. And the next are about the American Dream. So you can answer the question, what is the message that Harrison Scott Key is trying to tell his audience about achieving the American Dream? And you can also just explore the different TED Talks that you might enjoy. So this is the TED Talk on fear. And then this is the TED Talk on the American Dream. Lastly, you have the option of creating a meme that depicts one of the people you read about during your daily reading, and you can share that meme with somebody. We really hope that this helps explain your week 3 learning a little bit more in detail. Please know that we miss you. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to your teachers, and know that we're here to support you even from far. Bye, OKCPS.